Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Juice Cupcake. So guys, if this is your first time to my YouTube channel, definitely subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. That way you get any video upload once a week. So I usually do it sometime during the week. I don't have a set day just because I'm so very busy. But if you get a notification, that's why you hit that bell, so that way you know when I upload and you can go follow and enjoy the commentary. Guys, definitely leave comments, likes, shares, do it all. Anyway, I'm not gonna bug you with all that. You're either gonna do it or you're not. That's my motto. So listen, guys, we're gonna talk about this. Shanquella Robinson. So y'all know, before I get into this, go get your popcorn. Definitely go get your blunt. Go get what it is that you smoke. And we're gonna get into this commentary. Because guys, I have so much commentary. It's not even funny about this. And I really broke it down. So we'll be right back with it. Go do what you gotta do. Now, go. Bye.
Tell me everything!
Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Juice Cupcake. So let's get into this. You know what? We're going to talk about the Shanquella Robinson case, but what we're going to look into is what could have potentially happened and what could have potentially went down on that trip while they were there. So let's talk about this. So what I believe actually happened is they got there, they had some drinks, everybody went to the pool, they hung out, right? Then they did dinner, which is the video we saw. Then we saw them coming out. She was like, hey, where y'all at? Let's go. Let's get skinny dipping, y'all. So that's another reason why she potentially was naked. Plus, the parents said that's how she always slept. So we know that already, why it was explained why she wasn't clothed. But then we're going to talk about the simple fact of what I think actually occurred was that right in that instance, I think they went to the pool, something happened. Something transpired between her and Dejanae, something words, and something was instigated. And I believe Khalid and Malik was part of the instigation, right? So now we know that. And then what I think ended up happening is it went over into the morning, hence the reason we saw her being woke up to fight her. And when I looked at the villa, because I did like a 360 view of the villa, like they blocked her in the room. So she really had no way out of that room. Like you saw there was the door out to the patio, out to the pool, right? And Shanquella's room was over off to the backside. And like I'm going to put this picture up for you guys to look at the villa. And then the back part of where Shanquella was where she would have been able to get out. But she was blocked by Dejanae this way, and then she was blocked by the other three. So the sad part about it is she paid $5,400 for this villa for them all to enjoy this, right? What really bothered me was I actually knew a homeboy back in high school. Him and his cousin got into a fight, and the cousin hit him. He hit the ground. Dude ended up dead, right? Cousin's doing life in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? And the sad fact about it is it was a fight. But my thing was like, who goes on vacation to fight? Like, y'all, she invited you guys to have fun. You're adults. You understand? You don't go someplace like that, somewhere nice like that, like, and fight. So that just goes to show, like, they ghetto from jump. You know what I'm saying? Because to go to a place like that and then carry that kind of toxicity with you, that just goes to show what type of person you are in your real life. You understand what I'm saying? Which to me is like, grow up. You know what I'm saying? And then they all recording it. Like we go get it on the internet for some likes and views and clicks. And that's stupid. That's dumb. And that's why your little dummy selves got caught. Because you was thinking you was gonna be famous behind that. Picking on somebody more, helpless than you, that's childish. After she paid for all y'all raggedy tails to go. Disgusting. $1,700 a night for her to go and to die. That's what she paid for. $5,400. They didn't even get there, but for 2 days. They didn't even stay for 2 days. They were there all of 24 hours when this occurred. Disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's whack. But moving forward. So we're going to talk about Nazir. What part did Nazir play in this? Well, I'm going to tell you what happened. Her and Dejanae fought. Dejanae did not know she was going to do that much damage. And I believe within that fight, when you seen her body slam her, obviously we talked about the floor. That's when the spine happened. cracked neck happened, and she did more damage by hitting her. Then they said that one of the young ladies heard the altercation, came back from the bedroom. That's my husband, y'all. I'm sorry. And he's smoking that ganja. So anyway, comes from the back bedroom. She tries to stop the altercation. That's the second video that we now know that the Mexican authorities have, is of the second video. And we now know that nobody put hands other than Dejanay Jackson. She body slammed her. Shanquella went into convulsions and didn't get it up. Now, if you know anything about convulsions, they're almost like having mini seizures is what they are. A lot of people know about them from like taking a Xanax, and like say you're accustomed to taking Xanax and you don't, and the doctor doesn't wean you off properly, you could potentially have convulsions, which are like mini seizures. So that first one is probably what did it to her. She didn't respond, right? They didn't know that the spine was cracked. Now, allegedly, they put clothes on her, right? So they probably did more damage, put clothes on her. Because how did she get moved from the bedroom to the living room? That makes no sense at all. So they did more damage. Somebody carried her. So I'm taking it one of the guys carried her. I believe wholeheartedly Nazir got there, because now we know this happened early in the morning, okay? So they was probably sitting around like, what do we do? Panicking. And that's why the call wasn't made until 2:13 was when the call was made to the doctor. Okay, we know this by the timeline, right? Go check out that other video if you don't know which video I'm talking about. Go check that out, where I discussed the timeline and the part that the doctor played in this. So at 2:13, the call was made to the doctor. Nazir got there at 12:19. My team found the receipts to this thing, and it was all over Facebook anyway. 2:19 was when he got there, right? The call was made at 2:13 to the doctor. She wasn't pronounced dead until almost 6 o'clock. Panic, that's panic. Everybody panicking. So I believe wholeheartedly there was nothing planned about this. This was a situation and an incident of a fight that went bad quick, where you shouldn't have been fighting. And this is another thing. This is the thing. Y'all females need to stop watching that Love and Hip Hop stuff and taking it literally. That is entertainment, okay? And the show pays for bodyguards to be there, so they only let it go but so far. Do you understand? But there are severe consequences to putting your hands on somebody in real life. And in this instance, she did not come back from that. So now you just committed murder or femicide. You feel what I'm saying? All behind trying to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? And the sad fact is that you all went and sat at the family's house and then told this lie. And that was when the panic mode happened. What are we going to tell the mom? What are we going to this? What are we going to that? Now, allegedly, I don't know how true this is, and I'm not chasing down that rabbit hole, as they were saying it was $17,000 in a duffel bag. But the last I actually heard, and this is per Joel Jackson, shout out, go check him out. He's another YouTuber. That also helped a lot, talked with the father. He did a lot of interviews with the father and different things like that about Shanquella. So if y'all don't know who Joel Jackson is, shout out, go check him out. And we also went into talked about the lead attorney. So if y'all don't know anything about the lead attorney, definitely go check him out. Shout out to both of those channels. But the point of what I'm saying is, y'all went to the family house. They said it was $17,000 in the duffel bag. I don't know how true that is. Altogether, what the boyfriend confirmed was $6,000. So we're gonna go with that. $5,400 is what she paid for the villa. They were only there for 24 hours, and the villa refunded the money because now they looking at, oh God, if this gets out. And I believe the doctor, somebody was paid. Okay. And I believe the cops, the paramedics, everybody was paid to shut up. But the doctor was the one that was able to finagle the death certificate and the timeline, which dummies were. That's how you could tell it was panic mode on this. There was no plot to this. You understand? Everybody's going to cover their T's, dot their I's when it comes to something like this plan. You could tell all of this is reckless, is all get out. This was not planned. This was a situation of some junk went down. This fight happened. The girl ended up dead behind it. You feel what I'm saying? And at the end of the freaking day, the doctor, all of it was scared because this is a tourist location. This is majority of their money. These people live off of this money. So now this gets wind that Mexico done had a murder and this and this and that. And you know what I'm saying? People ain't going to come down there. So they were worried about that reputation. So that was part of why this was all covered up. Secondly, if everybody in the house was not, it's a Mexican law. We noticed the journalists talked about this. It's a Mexican law that when a murder happens, everybody in the house is to be arrested until they can sort it out. Why were they allowed to leave the country? You feel me? They were allowed to leave the country. But you can tell, look at all of it. It was rushed. Nothing, you could tell just this fight went bad. This was not a situation where this was planned. this was definitely a situation where this happened, and they were like, oh God, what do we do? Nazir got there, and I believe wholeheartedly Nazir was the one that was trying to push for some sort of help for her. Okay. I think that's why he spoke out in his own way, because he was trying to tell the truth. It's clear this girl was already dead, or her already partially there. You know, she was already unresponsive by the time he got there. So we know he didn't play a part in actually physically killing her. And you guys got to think, with this being planned, these things wouldn't be, you wouldn't have caught the doctor lying on the death certificate. You wouldn't have, the police wouldn't have made a mistake. So that just goes to show you this was not planned. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, when people go carry stuff like this out, they don't make these little minor, like, dumb mistakes, okay? Anybody knows that. So it's clearly showing, it's by all the evidence, it was not planned. This was just really a fight that went bad. And unfortunately, you know, Shanquella was the one that lost her life. And what makes them all wrong is the simple fact that they all had a hand in covering it up. And then Khalid was going there 4 days afterwards to see what the family knew, to go back and tell Dejanay what the family knew, so he could tell her what the next moves was. I believe wholeheartedly Dejanay has always been on the run. I do not believe Dejanay went home and just sat there. No, Dejanay was on the run from jump. Or I'll tell you what I think also happened once the video, and that's how the reporter found it, was they were all sharing it on their accomplice, their, you know, their college thing, and they got wind of the video, and that's how he found everybody. You know what I'm saying? Go check me out on Instagram or TikTok. I did a video all about that as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's clear, you know, but I believe it at best, if none of them are going to be charged. I don't believe they're going to be charged with murder, but I do believe there's going to be talks of reckless endangerment, and there may even be talks of, you know, manslaughter, because when you do something intentional as far as denying someone health care or getting proper care, or lying to a doctor, you're impeding on them getting proper care, which could have been enough to save their life. You impeded on that. So therefore, when you did not allow her to go to the hospital, get proper care, you wouldn't let the doctor do this, you limited what the doctor could potentially do. So at the end of the day, can you lift that window up? At the end of the day, it was just not a good situation at all. So, you know what I'm saying, guys? It's just a very sad situation, but I want people to understand this is serious. Like, you know, stop fighting. Stop doing this stupid stuff that you see on TV. That stuff is for pure entertainment. It is not for you to take literal. And all these females trying to interact what they see, enact in you know, reenact what they're seeing on Love and Hip Hop and what they're seeing. And I'm not blaming Love and Hip Hop, because by all means I watch it, but I also know it's entertainment. I wouldn't act that way in real life ever. You understand what I'm saying? And women arguing, that's just what that is. But at the end of the day, you don't go to a location like that on a vacation in a house that expensive. $17,000, and I'm going to put it up. You can find this house right on Verbo. $17,000 is what they paid for. She paid for this villa. $1,700, excuse me, a night. You don't pay that kind of money to go there and fight. You pay that kind of money to eat good, drink, have a blast, get wasted out of your mind, sleep all day, and then go home and, you know, to rat and rave about how beautiful it was, go shopping. Those are the kinds of things you do on a vacation like that. You don't fight. You understand what I'm telling you? You don't do that. So that, to be carrying that kind of toxicity, I wouldn't have took none of them ungrateful immigrants on any trip, period. They wouldn't have got nothing from me. You understand? You don't pay that. And then you're the one that ends up dead. You paid for everybody's black tails to go, but you the one that ended up dead. You don't come home to your mom and your dad. That's crazy, baby. That's But anyway, facts of what we know. So we know Nazir, he didn't have no parts in that. Nazir, he just, boom, he was just caught up in the mix of what happened. And I believe when you are put under a tumultuous situation like that, you do not know how you would react. So he's probably just getting there and he's seeing what's going on and knows something's up. But he now don't know what to do or what to think. And maybe he's thinking, man, did they do something? If I say something, am I going to get out of here? Now, yes, the noble thing to do would have been to do the right thing and say something. But at the same time, none of you actually know. And it's easy to say what you would do until you're in somebody's shoes. So I pride myself on never acting like I would know what to do in a situation. I would just hope to God to think that I would do the right thing. Do you understand? But when people think that their lives are in danger and they could potentially not make it home to their families, and they clearly see something went down, it's obvious. It's obvious. And why the doctor didn't question the bruises and the marks and this and that, I mean, it's dumb. The instant he saw that you are a doctor, you immediately a doctor's care takes over what anybody has to say, even a lawyer. Because in that instance, the doctor is there to protect that person's life in the instant that person can't speak for themselves. So the doctor had a right. She didn't need permission of the friends to take her to the hospital. She had a right as a doctor. Her licensed profession gave her that right to take over care. Point blank, period. She was supposed to be the voice for her. In that moment, Shanquella could not be the voice for herself. And she allowed these 5 other people to dictate whether this girl got medical care or not, which could have potentially saved her life. So that's why the doctor needs to go. And you took a payoff. So you need to go to jail too. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the boyfriend a little bit. He talked about how he says he's been with those girls. He's been with Shanquella 4 years. He said Shanquella off and on, maybe here and there hung with those girls, but they didn't really hang with those girls like that. She didn't know those girls like that. She knew them from college. Do you understand? But the 2 people she knew was Nazir and Khalid, because they're both from Charlotte. Do you understand? Khalid has been on family vacations. We have talked about this. And you stand there like, blow, they blocked her in that room. Nobody was letting her out. So at the end of the day, the one young lady, which we probably know now, was Alyssa Michelle Hyatt, because we obviously see Winter was holding the phone. She was standing there. Malik was talking. Shanquella, ain't you going to fight back? So we could clearly tell. We know Khalid was in the room. We know what Dejanay was doing. The only one we can account for is Alyssa Michelle Hyatt. But now, due to the Mexican authorities and what they've let us know, we do know that somebody tried to break the fight up. So I'm going to assume it was Alyssa Michelle Hyatt who tried to break the fight up. And in that incident, that's when Dejanay slammed her. So right now, guys, I know as much as y'all want charges, what charges are going to come up on them is basically manslaughter, because when they denied her proper medical attention, plus they covered it up, then they abandoned the body, then you paid off, government officials, because cops in those countries are government officials, especially in Mexico. So that's bribing a government official or whatever they want to call that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all done enough. So they gonna see some charges, but it's not gonna be as severe as Dejanay. As far as the murder, and that in that case, Dejanay's gonna take all that by herself, because she was seen to be the aggressor. Now the other 5, the other 4 of them, whatever the case may be, I don't know what's gonna happen with them. Would we like to see charges? I hope so, because I feel like they need to understand this is not a game. It's not a joke. You understand? This ain't Fight Club. This is serious. It has serious consequences. Folks go to jail for putting their hands on other people. And even if it's not murder or anything else, there's still a felony charge for assault and battery for fight. Hence the reason why I don't do it. And at some point, you need to grow up. Putting your hands on somebody is not a way to solve a situation. I don't care what they've done. You don't have that right to take them out this world. Only they mommy and they daddy got that right. You understand what I'm saying? So to me, it's just it's a messy situation. But guys, as far as this situation, we're gonna wait to see what else comes out about Shanquella. We're gonna wait to see what Dejanay. Now we do know at this point she is in custody. I don't care what anybody says. We do know now she has been arrested. She is waiting extradition. They're gonna talk to her. She's gonna get there. There's gonna be a hearing. She's gonna get a way to explain herself. There's, and the prosecutors going to be a second hearing. Then prosecutors are going to have to try to prove their case. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a situation of we're just going to have to see what happens, what they do. Hey, can y'all stop? Thank you. I'm recording a video. My family's so daggone rude sometimes. But anyway, guys, just tell me what y'all think about this. And let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel about what y'all think about what I'm saying. Do you think it went down that way? Now that we know some of the facts to the case, now that we know some of how this went down, we know what the Mexican authorities have. We know all this information now. So now looking at it, looking at what I've been looking at, I'm like, okay, yeah, they didn't think it was going to end this way, and it did. And everybody went in panic mode. You just see the little mistakes they were making. Any real detective will tell you that. You understand what I'm saying? So we see that. But guys, I will keep you updated. We'll definitely keep you posted on what's going on with the case. I will do my best because I don't know how much information we're going to be able to know, knowing that we're not really in Mexico. But I do know that the journalist Gerardo Nuega is going to try to keep us all posted. I will be checking him. I'm following him on Instagram. You guys definitely go check him out. But I follow him as well on Instagram. So we will keep you guys posted on what happens with Dejanay and hopefully with the other four. As far as Alyssa Michelle Hyatt, I don't know if she's really going to come up on any charges because of her trying to stop it. But then again, there was the plan to try to cover it up. So I don't know, guys, that may have a charge with it. But again, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, definitely hit the notification, so that you guys can see when I upload. I upload about once a week, just whenever I get to it. I really don't have a set day. I'm not going to lie to you. Just that's why you really probably need to hit that notification bell. I'm not going to lie to you, so that you could just get the upload when it's like, oh, she posted a new video. It's one of those. Don't set me on no set day. That's not how I work. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I just all over the place. But anyway, it has been a pleasure talking with you guys. It's been a pleasure, talking with this case, looking at all the facts, looking at everything, looking at interviews, looking at what's being said, looking at the social medias, getting it all done. And it's been a pleasure. And we will keep you guys updated. Again, it's been your girl, Juice with Cupcakes. I gotta go. Deuces. Bye, y'all.